I'm Stigi from Corsual.com. Let's take a quick look on the new Tomb Raider. The scenes of this video are taken from the first 1 or 2 hours of gameplay, so we won't spoil too much. We'll play the German 360 version, and while the game is copied to the hard drive, we can take a look at the manual. Okay. Oh, I'm pretty tired now after reading so much. Let's start the game before I fall asleep. The adventure starts with a sequence we already know. This pre-rendered animation has been made by the guys who are responsible for the video sequences of Final Fantasy. I guess it was very hard for Crystal Dynamics to tie up with the game engine here, but they've been successful. From the very first second we're sure to expect high-class cinema. This is just super amazing. Here we gain control of Lyra for the first time, and our first action results in... oh, pain. Oh boy, poor Lyra. And it doesn't get any better, because dirty as we are, we make our way through the cave, set some fire here and there and blow stuff up to find a way out of here. Then there's this dude who tries to get in contact with Lyra, but with a quick time event we show him that we're not interested. One scene later, as showed in slow motion here, we can see how much effort Crystal Dynamics put into the animations. She touches the beam to get into the water, the flame of the torch reacts with the ceiling of the cave, and Lyra doesn't just gape straight forward, but she looks back with fear in her face. Great work, and on one level with Uncharted. Very soon we reach the first cave, which withholds a small puzzle. We need to blow up this, but the fire is on the other side of the waterfall. I'm not into puzzles too much, I have to admit. I always like to turn off my brain when I play video games. That's why I burn stuff without a reason and see what's going on afterwards. I don't know why I push here, I just do it. Doesn't seem to work. I look around with instinct and find something else to burn. Well, why not? Finally I jump here and suddenly everything makes sense. That's why you can push here. Now there's another great sequence. The developers show the light at the end of the tunnel just to let us fall even deeper into the darkness. Here the animations really look like somebody ripped them off the program code of Uncharted, which actually is meant to be a compliment. The second guy tries his luck with Lyra. We resist his charm by pressing Y? Since when do we have to press that here? Great, our first death. Well, a fair placed checkpoint lets us try again. Next problem. Almost at the exit I didn't recognize the analog stick. So I'm just like, what now? Well, finally we got out of there. Gosh, what a prelude! Now we have the time to take a breath, and suddenly I realized that I've no idea why we were on the ship and who these other people were after all. Although Lyra is dirty and exhausted, she looks so beautiful like never before. And while I'm acting like a stupid because I don't get that there's a path to the left, we can think about how smart it is by Square Enix to publish the game now in March. Spring is coming up, it's mating season, all the men are right within their rut, and there she is, that beautiful, innocent, helpless girl. On the other hand, she's not really helpless. I mean, let alone this scene here. If I was there and had to move over this, I'd just sit down and cry. And if I'd actually do it, I would crawl like a sloth or something. But no way I would perform that stunt here. And look what she does there! What the heck is wrong with her? I really like how she touches the rocks here. It gives you the feeling that she's really part of the world and not just a character you control through some levels. Then there's the scenery, the weather effects, the loneliness, her clumsiness, and you really feel that this is the damn uncomfortable place. With her last match she lit the fire camp, and thanks to the video from the camera we get to know what's going on here. So with some sort of scientist and the documentary team, we're looking for something I don't want to spoil here. Well, if they really want to shoot a documentary, I have 2 tips for them. Number 1, change your camera operator, or number 2, use the freaking tripod. Nobody will be able to see those shaking pictures without vomiting. I'm sorry to say that I don't perceive myself interested in those guys. My instinct tells me that these are no characters but stereotypes. A new day for Lyra and she's hungry. The guy here won't need his longbow anymore. We grab it with our well-familiar ability. Now we have to hunt down some deer. Although that's quite tasty, I have to admit that I would rather look for some berries, or I would have eaten the bark of a tree instead of killing some deer. For Lyra that's no problem, although they try to make us believe that it is. Back at the camp we receive our first upgrade. We can explore the island beyond the story path to find stuff and upgrade even more, but I guess it's not really necessary to do so when you want to finish the game. We climb down here and find ourselves in front of a locked door. We get a tool from the room next to it and open it. Fans of the first Tomb Raider parts might be disappointed now. They would have loved to walk through some labyrinths in order to find a hand gear that opens another labyrinth where you can find a key which with they can unlock the door after getting lost on the way back. Well, that's a bit faster now and we can set our brains on standby. I don't want to spoil anything of the story, that's why we skip some great sequences to this part here, where we have to use our tool to open a gate. Still, our tool is not strong enough, that's why we have to find stuff, fight some wolves and upgrade our tool. Now it works. This stealth part is pretty easy as long as you're not as stupid as I am. Even if you're not into stealth games, don't worry. This part is easy and short. 2 minutes and you're through as a normal player, that means 10 minutes for me. Take a look at the left hand of this guy. Gun? No gun. Let's watch this again. Gun? No gun. A tiny error of continuity. As a filmmaker you realize stuff like that. Now the guy falls in love with Lyra, but what he doesn't know is that he's the first human being who has the honor of being shot by Lara Croft. Again, I don't want to spoil this dramatic sequence, although it's pretty early in the game. 1 minute later we're on a rampage like we never did something else. And Lara realizes that she's a natural born killer.
Ich musste einige töten. Ich hatte keine Wahl.
Das war sicher nicht leicht.
Es war sogar erschreckend leicht.
This game mechanic in combination with small puzzles, jump and run and quicktime events is what this game is made of. Lyra automatically takes cover, regenerates her health and is really good in aiming right from the beginning. Like mentioned before, the scenes of this video are taken from the first 1 or 2 hours of the game, and if you think about what was going on there already, I think it's pretty safe to say that you should get this game. Buy it and expect an action thriller with awesome sequences, and once you finish the game, let us know your opinion on Corsual.com. I'm Stigi and I say goodbye and will continue this game now.